Hey everyone, welcome to another video of the Nameless Thing. So today we're going to take a look at the Amazing Spider-Man Giant Size Annual Number 21 featuring the wedding of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. So this is an iconic cover and an iconic issue, a key issue definitely, and you've seen this cover homaged numerous times because it is an important event in the tale in the run of Peter Parker as Spider-Man, because he finally gets married to Mary Jane Watson, and this is from the time when the writers actually liked Peter and Mary Jane and didn't screw with them as much as the modern comics did. So guys, this is the newsstand version. There are two covers. There's two different covers. With the newsstand version, you get this way. You get Spider-Man and Mary Jane standing next to each other with Spider-Man's villains and his friends all facing off against each other. And I prefer this cover much more than the direct edition, which has Peter Parker and Mary Jane standing next to each other with his friends and family surrounding him. I mean, if I find that book someday, I might pick it up, but I definitely wanted this issue a whole lot more than that one, and a big shout out to Epic Comics for helping me get this issue, guys. Taking a little closer look, it's a little beat up. I mean, this is definitely a copy that's been read numerous times by the previous owner, so it's definitely, as you can see, there's some creases here and it's definitely seen better days, but it's fine. The pages are all intact, nothing's torn, nothing is faded, nothing's damaged, so I'm just glad to have this. I mean, if I do ever happen to find a better copy version someday in the future which is affordable, I might just pick it up, And you've got the beautiful John Romita Jr. artwork here on the cover. So guys, this issue picks up after ASM 291, which is where Mary Jane accepted the proposal of Peter, and Peter had proposed to Mary Jane for the second time in this time, when he had done it when Mary Jane had accepted. So this story follows after that, and you can see him swinging around in his black suit. This is not the symbiote suit, this is the cloth version, and he sees that Electro is trying to escape and fight off the SWAT team that has come to capture him, and when it's too much to handle for them, then Spidey jumps into the scene, as you see over here, to fight and stop Electro from escaping. They have a slight tussle over there, and at this moment early in the story, Peter is just looking for more crime in the city, just so that he can sell the photos to the Daily Bugle and raise some money for his wedding, as he's now going to be a married person and he needs a boost in his financial limit. And you can see Mary Jane stops by, and basically throughout this whole story, as you can see, they're both living their own lives, and Peter's having the jitters, as he's obviously getting mad. It's a big step in any man's life, and he's getting jitters thinking that Mary Jane is a girl who is used to partying and living a flashy life. This guy is always, almost all of the times, broke, and he doesn't know if he has the financial appetite to lead life as a married man. And Mary Jane herself is having double thoughts, because until then she was always used to running away from any relationship, because she was always worried that how it would hold her down, seeing the strained relationship that her mother had with her father. And that all changed because she fell in love with Peter, despite knowing the fact that he is Spider-Man. But as they're both stepping into such a big moment in their lives, they're having jitters, as this is happening like maybe a week or maybe a few days before their marriage, and they're just recalling all the key moments in their life. You can see this is a nice little recap of Amazing Fantasy 15 over here. Peter is thinking about, is just looking back on his life, all the moments that have led up until here. As you can see here, Peter takes Mary Jane to the place where he goes away to think quietly, which is the top of the Empire State Building. And he has a sleepless night thinking about thinking about the consequences of how anyone who loves him and what he's putting them through if they accept to be part of his life, and he's just getting second thoughts. He visits Flash Thompson and asks him to be his best man, which is nice because they've come a long way from school, where Flash used to be a bully to Peter, and then Peter literally looking at Flash as a best friend. He has one of the best character arcs in this whole storyline. And in fact, it's Flash who talks Peter out of the jitters and tells him that if you do love her, then that's it, don't think too much about it. And just a night before the wedding, Peter has a nightmare where, as you can see here, he's marrying Mary Jane in his costume, and he has all his allies like Captain America and Daredevil and all his villains attending his wedding. And it's his nightmare where he sees Gwen Stacy, and he sees all his foes attacking him and trying to capture Mary Jane. But the next day at the altar, both of them arrive a little late, but both of them show up. They go through the ceremony. As you can see here, they get married, the very famous panel. And as you can see, J. Jonah Jameson sheds a tear of joy. And actually, Daily Bugle sponsors the reception, which was very nice of J. Jonah Jameson to do. And their honeymoon is continued in Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 7. And they get back to Peter's apartment, and he thinks, what are they doing in his crappy apartment? And Mary Jane says they're going to live there happily ever after there. So that was just a quick flip through of the issue, guys. So this is definitely a key issue and a key moment in Spidey's life. It's a heavily homaged cover, like I said. And this is just an iconic moment. I mean, I really love how the characters grew for both Peter and Mary Jane, and they really did complement each other a lot in the issues that came after this. And I don't know why One More Day was written, and I don't know why the people have been just thrashing Mary Jane nowadays, making her into something that's just so unrecognizable from who she used to be before, and that's just really sad. I mean, there are some interpretations like the Ultimate storyline, be it the 2001 or the 2024 one, the Across the Spider-Verse, all these issues and all these movies got Mary Jane's character right. They got their dynamic with Peter right, but I don't know what is it within the main title that they are not doing that, and they just want to screw with us. I mean, the only good thing that's happened in the last few years is that Mary Jane finally broke off with Paul, and that was a big highlight. And I don't know, the writers are just screwing with us Spidey fans where they want to give us some hope and then they just totally screw us. I think that's just something they and Sony like doing with Spider-Man fans. But regardless, this issue is just very nice to back to the time when things were really good with Peter and Mary Jane. And for those of you who do not know that aspect, I would really suggest you read the older Spider-Man comics because they're really fun and really good. Let me know your thoughts about this issue in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.